Today our topic is the Stoic way to build grit and resilience. Life is not always easy. There are times when we face challenges, failures, and pain. But the way we respond to these difficulties defines who we are. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, teaches us how to build grit and resilience. Grit is the ability to keep going even when things are hard. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after we fall. Together, they help us face life's storms with strength and calm. The Stoics believe that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react. This is the key to building grit and resilience. Let's explore how we can use Stoic principles to grow stronger. First, let's talk about acceptance. The Stoics teach us to accept what we cannot change. Life is full of things outside our control: other people's actions, the weather, the past. When we try to control these things, we waste energy and feel frustrated. Instead, we should focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our attitudes. For example, if someone is rude to us, we cannot control their behavior, but we can control how we respond. We can choose to stay calm and not let their words hurt us. This is not easy, but with practice, it becomes a habit. By accepting what we cannot change, we save our energy for what truly matters. This is the first step to building grit and resilience. Next, let's talk about perspective. The Stoics remind us that our problems are often smaller than we think. When we face a challenge, it can feel like the end of the world. But if we step back and look at the bigger picture, we realize that most problems are temporary. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realizes this, and you will find strength. This means that our thoughts shape our reality. If we think a problem is too big, it will feel too big. But if we think of it as a small obstacle, it becomes easier to overcome. One way to practice this is to ask ourselves, will this matter in a week, a month, a year? Often, the answer is no. By changing our perspective, we can face challenges with more courage and less fear. Another important Stoic principle is preparation. The Stoics believed in preparing for the worst while hoping for the best. This does not mean being pessimistic. It means being ready for whatever life throws at us. For example, if we have an important presentation, we can prepare by practicing and imagining what could go wrong. If we prepare for the worst-case scenario, we will not be caught off guard. This reduces fear and builds confidence. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This means that our fears are often worse than the actual event. By preparing mentally, we can face challenges with calm and clarity. Preparation is a key part of building grit and resilience. Let's also talk about focusing on the present moment. The Stoics teach us to live in the here and now. We cannot change the past, and we cannot predict the future, but we can act in the present. When we focus on the present, we reduce anxiety and take meaningful action. For example, if we are worried about a test, we can focus on studying instead of worrying about the result. If we are stressed about a job interview, we can focus on preparing instead of imagining failure. By staying in the present, we can make better decisions and feel more in control. This helps us build resilience because we are not overwhelmed by regrets or fears. Another Stoic principle is the practice of gratitude. The Stoics believed in being thankful for what we have, even in difficult times. When we focus on what we lack, we feel unhappy. But when we focus on what we have, we feel content. Gratitude helps us see the good in life, even when things are hard. For example, if we lose a job, we can be grateful for our health, our family, or our skills. Gratitude does not mean ignoring our problems. It means finding balance and appreciating the good things. This positive mindset helps us stay strong in tough times. Gratitude is a powerful tool for building resilience. The Stoics also teach us about the value of hardship. They believe that challenges are opportunities for growth. When we face difficulties, we learn strength, patience, and wisdom. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly." This means that greatness comes from overcoming obstacles. For example, a tree grows stronger when it faces strong winds. In the same way, we grow stronger when we face challenges. Instead of avoiding hardship, we should embrace it as a chance to improve. This mindset helps us build grit because we see challenges as stepping stones, not roadblocks. Another important Stoic practice is self-discipline. The Stoics believed in controlling our desires and impulses. They taught that we should not be ruled by our emotions. Instead, we should act with reason and purpose. For example, if we feel angry, we should not act on that anger. Instead, we should pause and think about the best response. Self-discipline helps us stay calm and focused, even in difficult situations. This is essential for building resilience because it allows us to act wisely instead of reacting impulsively. Self-discipline is like a muscle that gets stronger with practice. The more we practice, the more resilient we become. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of community. They believe that we are social beings and that we need each other to thrive. When we face challenges, we should not isolate ourselves. Instead, we should seek support from friends, family, or mentors. Sharing our struggles makes them easier to bear. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." This means that we should help others and accept help when we need it. Building strong relationships helps us feel connected and supported. This sense of belonging is a key part of resilience. Finally, let's talk about purpose. The Stoics believe that we should live with a sense of purpose. This means knowing what is important to us and aligning our actions with our values. When we have a clear purpose, we can face challenges with determination. For example, if our purpose is to help others, we will find strength in serving. If our purpose is to learn and grow, we will see challenges as opportunities. Purpose gives us direction and motivation. It helps us stay focused and resilient, even when the path is difficult. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This reminds us to live with intention and gratitude. In conclusion, the Stoic way to build grit and resilience is about accepting what we cannot change, focusing on what we can control, and seeing challenges as opportunities. It is about living in the present, practicing gratitude, and embracing hardship. It is about self-discipline, community, and purpose. These principles are not always easy to follow, but they are powerful tools for building strength and resilience. Life will always have ups and downs, but with Stoic wisdom, we can face them with courage and calm. Remember, grit and resilience are not things we are born with, they are things we build through practice. So start today. Accept what you cannot change, focus on what you can, and face challenges with a Stoic heart. You have the power to grow stronger, no matter what life brings.